I feel good about the rise and fall and the structural thing that I was able to affect.
So, do melodies come to you when you are reading through this poem again? Does a melody come?
Absolutely, melodies do come. The interesting thing, though, was that the same melody came as the first time in a few places, and what I did was I think when I first wrote to this poem, I kept going, oh, am I allowed to be that direct, or am I allowed to be, write a beautiful melody, or like this? And I think I had a tendency to sometimes make things more angular or little, stranger intervals than I really wanted to, because I was trying to say I'm a modern composer. And one thing that time has taught me is to kind of trust my instincts a little bit more and try not to censor myself too much. And so therefore some of those melodies that originally came, now they came even more. I thought, oh, I like that bass, like that opening, dee 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 da dee dom. But where before I felt, okay, that's kind of pretty, I better make it a little odd or something.
I remember you telling me a story about a singer who warned you against beautiful melodies.
Yes, in fact, well, the woman who sang this piece, in its original incarnation, and when it was filled with high C's and low G's and things like that, and she had made her living singing Stockhausen in Europe and all that, and she had perfect pitch and a kind of a freak coloratura voice, but with this kind of, she was like the Sarah Vaughan of
Right.
of classical singing, I guess. But she had spent all her time singing, singing pretty avant-garde music, and she really liked what I did, and she said, oh, Alan, you can't write that beautifully. You're not allowed to do that anymore. And, God bless her. I mean, she really,
she was trying to help.
She was really trying to help me. And I remember early on in my composing, I got invited to do a residency at a university in Georgia, and there was a composer in residence there, and the dance department was choreographed one of my pieces, and they asked me to do like a little, residency at the school, and the composer said to me, gee, well, what I could see was going on with him was that he wanted to do what I was doing, and he had been like taught in school to not be himself. He had been taught, how to cover up himself and to, basically hide behind intellectualisms, which are just fine for those who are that, but nothing, I believe, artistically ever came, nothing good ever came of not being yourself, and he was like, oh, you mean you're really allowed to do this? And I said, I think you can. I think you just have to be brave enough to be yourself. And if you're a schmaltzy, lyrical, sap-mongering melody writer, well, so be it.
That's great.